Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third game in this best of 5 series of the VocTer Gaming UK Open number 2. This is the grand final, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner, playing as the pink Protoss, we have Barbaric. And spawning in the top right hand corner as the green Terran, winner of the last VocTer Gaming UK Open and currently 2-0 up in this series, we have RobbyG. As I said, RobbyG currently doing incredibly well in this series, taking down some really good players to get here, including Shibby and Rockcod, two top level players right now. And Barbaric going through Simba, and I can't scroll back far enough to see his other opponent, so I apologise to his other opponent. And currently discussing the last game where RobbyG did have to fight against some DTs that Barbaric threw out to prevent himself from dying to the all-in. However, sorry, not the all-in, the aggressive timing push, but RobbyG was able to throw down a scan and pick it off, but he'd already killed almost all the economy by then, and Barbaric was forced to GG. There is the GLHF from both players. Now, I'm very interested to see what will happen this time, because Barbaric has gone for some heavy aggression in the first game, a defensive 4-gate in the second game. We will see. I can't wait to see what he does here, whereas RobbyG has gone for aggression in pretty much all 3 games. I haven't seen him go for a defensive build. He's thrown down a couple bunkers at times, but he's always sacrificed the bunkers and gone for a timing attack. So this is going to be good. Barrack's just about to finish for RobbyG. Very standard right now. And he will throw down a second supply depot. The one thing I can note about RobbyG is he never scouts. I haven't seen him scout this early in the game once. So he has no idea what his opponent's doing, and I expect Barbaric to hopefully use that to his advantage if he's noticed it. He is about to find his opponent right now. He's going to head in, get the scout off, will find a Marine. This Marine's probably going to circle round, and it will get behind the probe, unfortunately, due to the micro off. Barbaric will see everything that's going on in here, and now will get killed off. There's no way it will escape with RobbyG in the position that he is in. Actually, with the shield recharge, it may actually get away. Nope, nowhere near enough. And this command center is going down at the natural, so a very early expand out of RobbyG. No warp gate started yet for RobbyG, even though he has the money for it. No, sorry, not for RobbyG, for Barbaric. He has a lot of money for it. There's the Nexus. Where is that warp gate? There it is, waiting for the Nexus first. I would prefer to see the warp gate first, as it is much more important to the Protoss army than the few seconds worth of minerals are. But we will see if that makes a huge difference. And the neutral supply depot, I'm sorry, I just tripped over my words a bit. The neutral supply depot does go down. And there we go, Barbaric calling out RobbyG on this. So he could have used this to his advantage. He could have thrown something out here. There's been no scouting in this area. He could have even thrown something back here or in the main base in one of the corners if he hadn't sent his probe through. Over here, there's been no scouting again. So he could have easily thrown down a proxy 2-gate in this little area and there would have been no clue. So RobbyG taking a big risk right now, blaming it on just his builds are too good. So we will see if that's actually the case here. And Barbaric playing very safe, throwing down his Twilight Council and just playing it normally for the moment. His warp gate is about halfway done. It has now got the 2 gas and his Nexus is complete. So he will begin to probe that up. We'll probably rally this Nexus down there as well and begin probing as soon as possible. Continuing to build some sentries right now. He already has a Zealot and a Stalker in the middle of the map, and a sentry is on the way. Twilight will finish very soon, so he will be able to continue moving up in the tech tree, whereas RobbyG is going for a very similar strategy to before. He's got 2 barracks and is getting the factory, which probably means he will get the reactor on it and swap it over with a starport in order to get a medevac. The triple M ball has been RobbyG's weapon of choice throughout almost all the games we have seen him play today. And Barbaric has realized that he could possibly take on this force, but the Marauder, the risk of it having concussive shell is a bit too much, and he has to pull back at the risk of losing that very expensive and important Stalker. And there is charge for Barbaric. This is the most standard game I've seen Barbaric play, which may be nerves. He may be more used to cheesing, but the standard play may keep him in it. We will see. And we're seeing 3 more gateways going down as well, bringing the total up to 4. So we're going to see a 4-gate at the moment charge attack. And he's continuing though to probe up his natural expansion. He has rallied both Nexi down there and is just continuing to work on it. More units being warped in, building his Zealot count. When he gets that charge in, it's going to do a lot of damage. But RobbyG can micro. We've seen him do it in previous games against either Barbaric or against Rockcod. We've seen he can micro, but he's just still going for the same build, continuing to go for the triple M ball, and he's going to use this factory for a bit of scouting. Down at Barbaric space, we're still continuing to see him warp in Zealots. He's getting a couple sentries as well to try and pin his opponent right now, and continuing to build up everything he can. 2 more gateways as well, bringing him up to a total of 6. So he's beginning to get a bit more aggressive. In the meantime though, speaking of aggressive, RobbyG is already on the move out with his army, and is bringing a what is going to be 3 medevacs with him, which is going to definitely help. He's either going to be able to drop or do some serious healing against this army right now. More Stalkers being warped in for Barbaric. I would prefer to see him warp in Zealots if we're going to be in this situation, but did he have vision? I don't think he did. We're going to be... Here's the engagement coming very soon. Zealots need to get involved. They weren't involved. There is a force field. He manages to trap a Marauder, but the Zealots are now not getting involved, and they all get killed off. This is catastrophic for Barbaric. Not getting his Zealots. The force fields working more in RobbyG's favor. He was able to get about 2 units. But now Barbaric is in full retreat. He can engage here, but it's going to be too risky against that Marauder. This is very dangerous. He needs to wait for another warp in, and he needs to pull back those Stalkers now. Where is that warp in? He has the money for it. What is Barbaric doing right now? He's just microing. There we go. We're seeing 2 sentries and 4 Zealots. Retreating to his main ramp. Needs to get those Zealots in front so they can get involved. There's the engagement. Stalkers take some serious hits. 1 goes down. There's the force fields. Gets a couple of Marines, but once again he's pulled himself into a choke. That is not ideal at all. Medevacs healing the Marines at the front. All the Zealots are down, but that was actually very nice there. Those force fields did their job at the start, and we're seeing more going on at RobbyG's base. We're seeing Marines being pulled, SCVs repairing themselves due to a mass Zealot warping. That is very nice right now. And in the meantime, Barbaric has driven back RobbyG at home. This was very nice play here by Barbaric, doing the double Zealot warping, able to defend well enough at home, even with a bit of a botched force field. He is now doing some serious damage at his opponent's main base. He's sending the rest of these units as well and warping in more Zealots at the forward Zealots and sentries, at the forward pylon. Beginning to push forward. He's going to do some money force fields in order to deal with this. The Marine does go down. There's not really enough units back here to defend. There's a lot of Marines, but there's a lot of Zealots. He's going to want to engage this fairly well. There we go. Units coming in from both sides, but the Zealots doing massive amounts of damage right now. Sentries are here. Force field on the ramp. Those Marines now have no escape, and they will be killed off by the Stalker Sentry Force. Zealots in the natural expansion doing massive amounts of damage. Force field does go down, so he can now push into the main base, where the main base, well, the natural expansion is now retreating. Is he going to risk it? He needs to do it now. If he is, there go the Zealots. He's forced to charge. Now he might as well go. He's pushing forward, and the army of RobbyG is falling down. Guardian Shield goes down. The Zealot count has evaporated to 0, but here we go. More Zealot reinforcements have come in, and Barbaric is continuing to push forward. Zealots are being killed off very easily right now, but all the medevacs are down. It's down to just these Marines. And Barbaric, you can beat this army. Please just push forward. More Zealots being warped in. He's just waiting for them right now. And he's just waiting every time. He could have killed his opponent at least twice now. And he's just not taking the risk. He's waiting for... He has another force field, and he's going to push forward again. He needs to make sure his Zealots are at the front. Another forward pylon going down. Zealots pulled into a choke against his own Stalkers, and he's pulling back instead of risking pushing forward with the rest of his army right now. And he's losing so much stuff because of it. And there's the force field. He's drawn his opponent down to the bottom, but now he doesn't really have enough to beat this. And RobbyG's pushing forward. That's a huge warping of Stalkers, and that force field is probably going to make him be able to kill this army off with ease. Great play there by Barbaric. bit sloppy in places, but he's been able to get enough Stalkers here to push forward, but he's not going to risk it again because of the Marauder. Warping in another warp in of Zealots. This is getting so close right now with the dancing back and forth. Concussive Shell's about to finish, and that's going to make a huge difference. There go to Zealots, and he's going up the ramp. Barbaric is finally pushing forward. He's going to be able to do so much damage in here. RobbyG is going to have to pull some SCVs. He's pushing forward, and he's only against Stalkers. Another warp in of Sentries and Zealots for Barbaric. He has so much money, he could probably take a third behind this as well, but he's not remembering to do it right now. Needs to get those Zealots in front, and here we go. Zealots doing massive damage. There's the force fields stopping the escape right now. Needs to get those Stalkers up there and involved. Zealots are all now down, pulling back the Sentry so it doesn't get killed off. He really just needs to get involved right now. That was very good force fields though. Here we are, we're seeing another mass warp in of Zealots and a couple Sentries and Stalker 2. Zealots leading the charge, literally with their charge ability, and the Stalkers are now in good force field. No escape for this army. He needed to engage there. That was the perfect engagement right now, but he's not taking the risk. He's retreating all the way right now. He's losing his Sentries. Zealots being killed off as they're warping in. It's not going to be enough for Barbaric right now, and this is a crazy game. +1 defense has just finished up for RobbyG, making his army 1-1 in against Barbaric's 0-0. This is catastrophic right now for Barbaric. He had so many opportunities right then. Could have taken a third. He still can take a third if he chooses to do it. He is now getting Blink as well. Going to attempt to probably Blink past this army. And here's the engagement. RobbyG has so much this time. Zealots not being able to get involved right now, trapped behind the main army. And Barbaric pulling back, trying to drop a force field. But I think RobbyG may have just won this. He's brought a crap ton of SCVs, and he's now, Barbaric has done exactly what he's been trying to avoid this entire time and has trapped himself in his opponent's third base though, rather than the main base where he wanted to be. And the Zealots are being killed off against the SCVs. The army will now go down. Great play there by RobbyG for defense, but I think the majority of the blame there does go to Barbaric. Very unfortunately, he's played so well throughout this tournament, but wasn't brave enough to take that risk. He was so close so many times. If he just pushed, he would have had a couple more Marines to fight, but the reinforcement could have come up, could have joined the rest of the army. But now it's going to be the push of RobbyG, and it's going to be Barbaric who's the one on the defensive. We'll see how he's able to defend, and somehow he was able to hold on. Barbaric is unfortunately, you didn't take the risk and push. It was so close. That was an amazing play by both players there, but now we have a fully healed Marine army with a Marauder, with Medivacs. The Medivacs are going to gain some energy, so they're going to be able to get some heals down. There's the scan. He knows exactly what his opponent has. And here we go, there's the stim. Zealots stimming forward, good force fields, getting a good chunk off the Marines. And Barbaric is actually doing some serious damage there. But once again, he pulls back, waiting for his the rest of the Zealots. This time it was a bit of a smarter move, but the Sentries are now going down. Zealots all killed off, and GG from Barbaric. And RobbyG is the second time in a row VocTer Gaming UK Open champion. Will he continue his streak over to next time? I really hope so, because RobbyG, some amazing play there. I really want to see him in the next one, see how he does. Big props to Barbaric for getting so far, playing so well. He was so close to taking that game right then. It was such an incredible game. Really entertaining to watch. And congratulations to Rockcod for coming third and Simba for coming fourth. Once again, if you want to see more from VocTer Gaming, check out the Vocal Terrorist, check out Manchester Barcraft YouTube channel, and once again just check out this tournament. Every time it will be on TL, it's on Manchester Barcraft Facebook I believe, but I'll have to double check on that. And if you want more from me, you're already on this channel, so you're doing a good job so far. Go and follow me on Twitter at EvilGuy13 Gaming. Please check out my team website tlr-esports.co.uk, and please watch my show that's on this channel, which is Caster Challenges, show of my creation. And thank you all for watching. Congratulations once again to RobbyG, and see you all next time.